Welcome back to Let's Talk About It with Rod Love and Greg Jackson, and we have our special guest in studio for everybody who already knows and familiar, the former state senator Gary Siplin and the candidate for the City of Orlando District 6 commissioner seat is in studio with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So welcome, Senator and future Commissioner.
Thank you very, very much.
Always good to have you in here.
And it's a wonderful pleasure to be on the #1 show in Central Florida.
Oh, listen, hey, you can't wait. Oh, that's not like.
Hey, my wife and I, we enjoy listening to you and listen to some of the issues that you have undertaken, which is very courageous, because when you deal with crime, you deal with social unrest, it's not a very easy topic to take on. But I think you guys have handled it with a lot of finesse, and you've demonstrated how these issues can be resolved peacefully and without expending a lot of funds. So my hat goes off.
Well, we watch you and First Lady Victoria Siplin. We got, like you said, Greg, you can't mention one without the other.
That's right.
The District 6 Orange County Commissioner Victoria Siplin, man. Mm-hmm. And we were speaking earlier about a lot of things that you and your wife have been doing in the community, and so that we don't get it twisted, you guys didn't just start doing this. This is 19 years.
Absolutely, Rod. Commissioner Rod Love, who's done a wonderful job on the county commission for the first time in history of Orange County. You had 2 African Americans, intelligent, powerful, and provocative commissioners doing good things for their respective districts and the county. So, compliments to you too. But Rod Love, Commissioner Love, has been supporting our Christmas toy giveaway for the last 19 years. Rod Love has brought bicycles for needy kids for at least 10, 12 years of those 19 years. So
Greg, just so you know, that's the plug for Let's Talk About It. Get some bicycles. hey, Greg, I've known him for a long time. That's that plug. We got to get some bicycles over there.
Listen. I know how to read between the lines, brother. I know how to read between the lines.
It's the truth, and he has.
And you're right. Hey, and you know what, Greg? Just as Senator Siplin just did this to me, I'm going to do this to you, but indirectly. Man, we saw Dan Newland name on the back of the shirts at the Buffalo Soldiers bowling alley that was raising money for scholarships for kids.
That's right.
And so with the effort that takes place on the Christmas giveaway, I'm sure Mr. Newland can get about 20 bicycles over there. You know what I mean?
Praise God.
hey, 20 bikes.
Well, yeah, won't he will?
Won't he will? Won't he? Hey,
won't he will?
Once again, I'm certain Mr. Dan Newland can get 20 bicycles over there to this Christmas giveaway.
All right,
it'd be wonderful if he could do that. That'd be great too.
Hey, but Senator Siplin, tell us. You've been out there working, got your Team Siplin shirt on.
Yeah, I got to bring you guys one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, and 2X, man. 2X over there, man. I wish I could get it down.
I'm still wearing the 1X, though.
I wish I could get it down.
I thought you were large, but okay, I get you 1X.
But let's talk to us a little bit, man. You were mentioning there's a press conference tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a press conference tomorrow. As you well know, Commissioner Sam Ings fought very hard for against the land trust, which is great. They have construction in District 6, but one of the construction in terms of the affordable housing, mixed-use housing is building, but you will not own the land. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of contrary to the American way of life for most people. And as you well know, when the slave owners freed the slaves, they promised the slaves 40 acres. So they've hired an attorney. We have a press conference set up for them at 10 o'clock at the proposed site. With the law firm that they retain. They're very serious about it. They paid retainer, presidents and all those who are concerned citizens about opposing this land trust at 7 o'clock at the James R. Smith Center.
Hey, you up here talking about our courage.
Yeah.
You guys, you march.
As you well know, Commissioner Rod Love, it's not very often that the black community get riled up about an issue. Mm-hmm. And this issue seems to be very dear to their hearts, and they have riled up about it. And that's why Stella Lewis, who's the chairperson of that West Side leadership group, has done a very, very good job. And she's very sincere. She believes that it's a calling from the Lord to do what she's doing, and she's had great success, particularly able to hire a high-powered law firm.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now this issue with the land trust, because this has kind of gone under the radar.
Yes.
How is it that the word finally got out that this is what was taking place, and how did the residents come together to really and truly address what they believe is and what they've come to know as a negative use of property and land in that area?
Well, Commissioner Sam Ings and of course Stella Lewis as well as LaWanna Gale, so they've led the charge in making sure that the community is treated correctly and fairly, and being able to buy as well as the land.
Right.
And of course, Sam Ings did his part. He had some assistance from Commissioner Bill Gray a couple of weeks ago during the last meeting. But do you have the finance? You said you had the finance several months ago,
Right.
And at the previous vote, and they said they will come back and prove that they had wherewithal, and of course they still don't.
Wow.
So that gives
Wow.
Commissioner Ings some credibility, and of course it gives our lawyers some credibility in terms of something to stand on, in terms of standing to file whatever motion we're going to file, whatever kind of complaint we're going to file, whether it's declaratory. It will be filed shortly.
Well, Senator, we have, and I'm looking over here at some of the texts that I'm getting. We have a person who has their own online communication, and they just chimed in regarding Ms. Gelser and you.
Uh-oh.
You got a special announcement to make.
Of course, there was a race for the November 5th City of Orlando District 6 commission seat. And of course, Ms. Gelser, she fought hard. She had about 500 votes. And of course, she met with the other candidates. And of course, she called me up after that and said, listen, I met with the other candidate, and I don't think we're going to be able to work together. I'd love to sit down with you. So she invited me over to her house.
Wow.
And we sat down and chatted. And of course, we working with her issues, and I have no problem working with her on the city council. I mean, Ms. Gelser, she's very passionate about her issues.
Yeah.
And she's very articulate.
Mm-hmm.
So I propose that I will give her some respect.
Right.
I will ask her some questions so she can explain herself, and perhaps the other commissioners will understand her sincerity about what she's talking about. So, of course she likes that, and of course she said that because you agreed to adopt my issues, which are pretty much environmental, which is fine. We got to have an environment for our kids and our grandkids.
That's right.
And policing, she know that I fought against police brutality, and I believe that we should have an independent review panel with subpoena power.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand? And with the ability to subpoena with the oversight of the city commission. So she was very impressed with my ability to understand her issues and to agree to them, and she agreed to endorse me, and she's done a video that's been reviewed maybe about 3,000 times plus.
Wow. Okay.
And of course, I'm very proud that there's a wonderful picture of her and me shaking hands.
Hey, fresh off the press,
fresh
huh?
off the press.
Greg, you got one over there, Greg?
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
endorsing me, and she's working very, very hard for me to make sure that I secure her 500.
That's it. Well, Senator, you've been engaged in a number of issues, and one of the things Greg and I was talking about when we were doing our pre-op show, most people don't realize we have to get in here and do some work before we go to work, but we were talking about
Pre-production.
Yeah, you're right.
Go.
Hey, but one of the things that you did, man, and you rolled it out, man, what was it, 5 weeks ago or so, where was it 8 homes in
Seven
that
homes.
7 homes in that community?
There's a housing crisis, Greg, as you well know, in America.
Yeah.
In Florida, and of course Orlando. We get about 1,000 folk per month who move to Orlando, Central Florida.
That's right.
So there's a housing crunch. And my idea was to say, government can't do everything. And Rod, you guys know that. So I got together with a client of mine, GMD Global. He does roofing for Home Depot, and of course, Rebuilding Together Orlando, which is a not-for-profit. They do all kind of rehabilitation for houses and things like that. So we use them to vet the homeowners and make sure they own the property.
Right.
There's no liens, there's no foreclosure. And of course, my idea was that we need to save the stock, the current stock that we have. And the best approach to do that is to deal with our seniors. They pay their dues. They're on fixed income now. They're
You're
on
right.
Social Security.
Yeah.
So the roof leaks, it becomes mildew and mold, and then of course they get sick, and then eventually perhaps it may get condemned.
Yeah.
So my idea was to go and identify. We sent out a notice, and we got about 300 applicants, seniors in District 6, and they submitted the application. And of course, Rebuilding Together Orlando vetted them. We came up with at least 30 right now. We did
Nice.
7 about 7 months ago, and they're all done. And perhaps we'll do a press conference with those own homeowners. And
So they're finished. They're done.
finished. New roofs. All they got
Hey,
new
can you
roofs.
please clarify for the audience, because once Channel News or Channel 6 did that story, and they started referencing the woman by the name of Miss Love.
Oh, yes.
That's not a relative of
I thought it was your grandmother.
No. Hey. But Greg, her daughter was out there doing the interview with Channel 6 or Channel 9. Greg don't like one
Channel
of those
6,
two.
yeah.
I don't know which one he don't like.
Six. I'll tell you right now. Channel 6.
Yeah.
But the daughter, man, was almost brought to tears because the mother had to put some buckets inside the home because of
in the foyer.
Yeah.
When she walks in because the roof leaks so much. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many seniors.
Yeah.
And we've been blessed also, Greg. We got another Ideal. He's come on. It's another corporation, not for profit. And what he does is Timothy Mixon. What he does, you know, Tim, you work with him. He does the porches, the painting.
Stay in that mic, Senator, because people need to hear what you say.
He does the porches. The porches, the windows, the painting, the driveways, and the landscaping.
Right.
You know, the homes in Richmond Heights looks just like the ones in College Park, but the difference I think is the landscaping. And the painting.
Right.
Okay, and there's no houses, people out there fixing cars. So once we get that done, now we got 3 corporations, you know, 2 not-for-profits and a corporation providing new roofs and painting the house and redoing the roof, redoing the porches and the windows and the driveway and the landscape.
Man, you know,
Free of charge.
the interesting, Greg,
Free of charge. Praise God.
Yeah, you're right. The interesting thing about this is you often hear about public-private partnerships.
Yep.
But just imagine you have complete private partnerships and you're getting this amount of work done.
Absolutely.
Just imagine when you bring that public aspect to it as well.
That's right. But listen, for those who are listening, you are tuned in to Brother Love and Greg Jackson. Let's talk about it. And we have a man of the people and a man of the work.
That's it.
Senator Gary Siplin, who is joining us tonight, and he's talking to us about some fantastic work that he's doing in the community.
Thank you.
So, Senator, I mean, you know, I know we could go on and on about the different things, but what else do you have on the agenda? I mean, the election is December the 3rd, correct, right?
But right now, most importantly, they are doing early vote.
Okay.
The last day for early vote is Wednesday, 2 days from now.
Okay.
From 9 o'clock to 5. And if you do want to ride to the poll, call 407.
Nah, speaking to Mike when you say that, so people want to hear
If
it.
you do want to ride to the poll, call 407-900-2050. And we'll have, Suburban or another luxury car, clean car.
We're going to get you transportation.
Pick you up at your house or at your job, take you to the polling place. It takes about 5 minutes, and then take you back to either your job or your home.
Right.
Okay, so let me make sure I got this right. If you need transportation for early voting, you can call 407-900-2050.
Yes, sir.
But now the most important thing, though, Brother Love, is that people need to understand who this opportunity to go vote now.
You're absolutely right, brother Jack. Hey,
Absolutely.
you know that's that attorney coming out, boy.
That former candidate talking
You spend that money, right?
You gotta know.
Hey, but Senator, I tell you, man, you know, just amazed at the work that you and your wife have done and continue to do in the community. And you know, normally I don't go out there and say, but you know what, man, I support you, man. I mean, the things that you and your wife are doing out there, man, is just incredible.
Well, Rod, Commissioner Love, you're in a Christian family, a Christian environment. Your father-in-law is a pastor. You know, Victoria and I, we love people. You know, I do, Greg, so much pro bono work. I mean, I think I do more pro bono work at my law firm than legal work, because we have a boutique practice. We're not trying to get all the cases like some people like that. Hey, you're good at it, man.
Great. You just get plugs tonight. He wants to get the plugs tonight.
Hey. More you get, more you get. There's no best to give than receive, so I'm going to give both of y'all some accolades because you deserve it.
That's right.
But, we have what we call a political ministry. David was a king and a priest.
That's right.
So, Victoria and I, we love the Lord. We're saved, sanctified people, Holy Spirit, and, we love serving the public. And that's why she watched me for 10 years in the Florida House and the Senate. She got the bug, couldn't find anybody to run. She decided to run, did a great job. Now she's the premier county commissioner.
That's right.
On Orange County Commission, doing wonderful things, leadership, a leader on that board, and got the most seniority, and of course, I watched her for the last 5 years. Even though my expertise in state affairs, state government, but of course I watched what she did in the county, and I can do the same thing in District 6.
That's right.
They need so very, very much. I plan to set up a District 6 business council with the business people in that district to get together to try to facilitate more development in that area, because we bring more hotels and more businesses there. That means the Orlando City tax structure grows.
That's right.
And I hope that I'll be able to get some of that tax, some more homes and infrastructure and improve the roadways and bring back more jobs.
Yeah, and when people talk about crime, Greg, back what you task force,
right.
our whole focus wasn't on law enforcement and prosecution. focus was on creating jobs,
Yeah,
man.
economic development.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
our POPs program, which has been going on for
That's right,
19 years, we have been paying what we call at possibility students from Jones, Evans, Oak Ridge, Wacaiba, all over this county.
Yeah.
$15 million a year that I've raised over the last 10 years. And of course, Commissioner Siplin is helping out now. All of the kids in the POPs program have no demerits. They've all graduated with either degrees. They're either working a vocational profession now or they're lawyers. In fact, I met a student who's in the POPs program, female, at Metro West Rehabilitative Center. All right? She's a nurse there. POPs program.
Greg, do you know what POP stands for? Professional Opportunities
Program for students.
Yeah.
Okay. But this is something that I want people to realize and recognize. Because a lot of times when people run for a political office, they try to hang their hats on their professions. And I always tell people, when you're doing your job, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So don't come to me and talk to me about all of the things you're doing in your profession, because that's what you get paid. That's what you're supposed to do. What I'm hearing from what I'm hearing from Senator Siplin here is this is work that he's doing because he has a heart for the community, not just an understanding of how government works, but a heart for the community, so that he draws all of those things together. And this is not his vocation. This is his passion.
You're right. You're right.
I'm an attorney by trade.
That's right. Yeah.
And I make my money. I do my cases. I just settled a death case with a little boy in the van. Settle that case. But like I said before, Greg, 80% of the time I'm asking questions about restoration civil rights workshop.
Right.
And Commissioner Love, you've been with those for me. I've been doing those since before the federal restoration civil rights commission came together.
Yeah.
We've been doing those for 19 years. And we know, as you said, if I wanted a job. I picked oranges when I was growing up at Jones High. And of course, I was a CETA employee. All right, so when I was knocking on doors, parents said, "Can you get my kid a job?" I said, "Okay, that was my priority." And you come to my law firm, you see a picture of me and Speaker Feeney, we're cutting the deal right there. If it don't involve my district, then I become a free agent.
Yeah.
So he wanted my bonus something, I got it for $400,000, and the rest has become history. So we have thousands of kids have gone through the program, no arrest. They're taxpayers and not tax burdens.
Yeah.
So that's what very, very proud. I saw her. I was in a Popeyes one day, and I paid for my Popeyes dinner, and the manager came out, a female, a Pops graduate. She said, "Senator Siplin, you don't remember me?" I said, "No, I was a Pop student. Take your money back." God bless you.
Great. He in here giving Popeye some free commercials. Hey, he was in there getting that free chicken sandwich, man.
That's what it was.
Hey, but real interesting, Senator. You've been grinding, and when we talk about some of the other things that have made a difference in the community, if you would speak to Dr. Dorsey and the golf academy that he has.
Yeah, Dr. Dorsey has
That you
yeah.
assisted with him, not assisted, man, that's not even the right word, because that program is in existence as a result of what you did in the legislature.
Well, he's been there for 24 years, and Dr. Dorsey, he's a very, professional person.
Right.
He's not begging anything.
Stand the mic, Senator, because people need to hear what you're saying.
He's a very professional. He's not begging anything. He's on his own. God provide. You do some. If God actually do something, He's going to provide for
Yes,
us. So He didn't beg or act. But my kids have been in the program. I want my son to play football like I did. But my wife said no. My baby ain't gonna do that. So I went and bought some Snoopy golf clubs. And I heard about Dr. Dorsey when I was in the State House. So I invited him out to my Labor Day picnic. So he came out and gave the kids some lessons, and lo and behold, not that I knew, I never had an idea that my son was going to play golf. So when my wife said they can't play football, so I called Dr. Dorsey, "Can my kids come out?" He said, "Yes, Senator, but we don't have no babysitting. How are your kids?" I said they were 4 and 5. He said, "Okay, they can come, but you got to watch." And of course, we've been watching our kids out there for 12 years.
Yeah.
Joshua and Jake, they played for Winter Park High School. They just came in second place 2 weeks ago at the state championship.
Nice.
Last year they came in first place. And of course, when I went out with help Dr. Dorsey, I knew he needed some golf facilities out there. They're at Paramore at Callahan Center, and what I did, I provided him $200,000 to build 24 driving cages.
Wow!
Where you can put the tee inside the grass. All the pictures.
Is that Callaway?
No,
Callahan?
Callahan.
Okay.
Callahan Community Center.
Yeah.
But it's called the Dr. Tommy Dorsey Golf Facility.
Okay.
And we also gave them 3 artificial greens and a sand bunker. And of course, they expanded. They have a sliding fence where they expanded where the kids, when they played, kickball and all that.
Yeah.
We expanded that to have like a 90 feet, a 90-yard approach shot.
Right.
On the greens.
Man.
So they meet every Friday from 6:30 to 8:30. Every Saturday morning at the Callahan from 10:30 to to 12 o'clock for the new kids, and then the seniors 3 years or older, they play in the afternoon from 3 to 1. Dr. Dorsey has a golf facility at Brocky Creek, about 10 acres. You hit all the golf balls you want, okay, free of charge. You know how a golf ball costs at Dubs Red and Metro West, all right? And, you know, they play golf every Sunday. And Joshua Jiggy been playing golf since they've been about 10.
Oh, yeah. I remember, Greg,
Dubs
about 10 years ago, I was telling his kids, man, you know, you can't beat me and all this kind of stuff.
Now you keep your mouth shut.
Hey, now I keep my mouth shut. But you know what, Greg, you know who been bullying us in golf for a while that now we need to get Josh and Jacob to play him?
Oh, you talking
Mayor
about
Nelson.
Mayor
Nelson,
yeah. We have an assignment for your sons there.
See, Joshua looking like the mayor too. He don't want none of that.
hey, I mean, the mayor is good, so we got somebody great we can put up against Mayor Nelson.
Yeah,
and we give golf scholarship too, you know. I think it's like $150 for 2 students, and it's for 10-month program Dr. Dorsey offers.
Okay.
You get all the golf clubs, the shoes, everything you need out there. And the bus rides, they play, every kid in the program has to play in their 2-day tournament at Orange County National. And he also has one of the Alumni Association at Dubs Red. So we've been sponsoring the golf program, golf scholarship to a bunch of kids for at least the last 5 years. We have the biopurity scholarship that we give to make sure our kids stay celebrating.
Y'all had a tournament out at Disney a couple of years ago, too.
Yeah, it came out, yeah.
Yeah, and it was great. When I say first class tournament, man, I mean, they did it well.
So I mean, you know, just to tag on to all of the other stuff that you're doing, I mean, I don't know if it got past you, Brother Love, but it didn't slip past me. $200,000 to help to implement this program to expand what African Americans know about this game of golf.
And Dr. Dorsey, he's taught, you know, thousands of kids now. One of the girls who was a walk-on at Florida State, now she's an executive at the LPGA in St. Augustine.
Right.
Hey, let me ask you this, Senator. Jesse Allen, we had his son on this station.
Maurice Allen.
Maurice Allen.
Right.
He got the longest driver
World Championship.
World Championship.
Yeah, that's right.
And he went through.
That's Dr. Dorsey's his coach. So Dr. Dorsey, you know, golf, everybody plays golf. A lot of kids who in the program got scholarships, and then when the corporation know they can play golf, they've gotten jobs. Okay,
that's right.
Because they're horses for that corporation. That's important. You know, one guy, Joe Killebrew, he got a free ride to I think was it Alabama State?
Okay.
He came in 3rd place in this national championship. He got a job at Caterpillar before he was a senior.
Really?
Man. They flew him out there, paid for his house and everything. And he had got a promotion by the time he graduated from
before
college.
he said he got out of college.
Because he played golf.
Huh.
You understand? So Dr. Dorsey's been doing a wonderful job for the last 24 years, and he got kids all over the place. All these kids play high school golf. My 2 boys been playing high school.
But it's all connected because you know it's amazing how you know what you and your wife have done in terms of impacting communities. The connection with Dr. Dorsey, and I mean. Pops program, a number of other. I mean, the roof. I mean, Greg, we could be here all night.
Listen,
having this
that's why I say
conversation.
it's a difference when you're talking to someone who has energy, because that person I started to call you Commissioner.
You can call me.
To touch various community and various needs in the community, not because he's to make a paycheck. To his over at what was the name of that hotel that's over there off of Colonial? Used to be where Johnny Rivers was.
Oh, you sure did.
Yeah. So I've been watching this man
I forgot
for
about
a
that.
long time. and watching Senator Siplin for a number of years to confirm that expanded upon to this very day.
Man.
Yeah. We don't get paid to do that. You know, that's not my job, as you said.
Right.
We do it because the people want it, and people need help. And Victoria and I, Commissioner Siplin and I, we know how to help them. And you know, people realize that, they respect it. So I'm not running. I'm not doing these things just to get elected.
That's right.
I'm doing it because I want to further help the city council, the people in District 6. You know, I've been in the state. That's my expertise. But you know, the Lord gave a calling, an opportunity, so we decided that we would take the position. You know, take the request from the Lord to help out because people need help.
Well, Senator, we look forward to your great work, not good work, but your great work.
Thank you.
You know, and you know, you always are welcome on Let's Talk About
Yes,
It.
sir.
You know, Greg and I, after we come back from this next break, we're going to talk about, you know, you having been here, but we're also going to talk about a lot of other things that revolve around what we're talking about here, and that's engagement of the community.
Yes, sir.
Hey, before we go to that break, though, one of our loyal listeners,
Okay.
Baby D,
Baby D
is shouting out Senator Siplin. She's saying, "Go Gary, go!"
Oh, hey.
So that's our good friend, Miss
Okay.
Stephanie Dixon Daniels.
Oh,
Yeah.
we plugging you tonight, but when we talk about Miss Daniel Dixon, man, I mean, Greg and I, when we're doing things, turkeys or whatever, man, her and her husband are there.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, we did the Santa for Seniors last year.
Wow,
where high school kids and Brother Love's daughter came out to represent Pop, my daughter's representing Bishop Moore, and they go to nursing homes and they take gifts to seniors who don't otherwise get visitors.
Wow.
Some of the first people to come out and wrap gifts was Stephanie and Ron.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they have a heart for the community as well. Yeah, they're real good people.
Hey,
real
so I don't know if Baby D contacted Senator yet to see what help he needs.
Yeah, what she can do. That's right. That's right.
So once again, Senator, any last thoughts?
Just come out to the press conference tomorrow regarding the community land trust, which we oppose vehemently. And of course, we have the town hall meeting tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the James R. Smith Center. And please go out and vote. You know, look at my record. Look at the person's record before you vote.
That's right.
It's all about what you've done. Not that you get paid to do it.
That's right.
It's from your heart. Have you delivered? You know, I mean, I'm not new to this game, but I'm true to the game. I'm very effective.
Okay.
I got years experience.
Yes.
You understand? I'm not doing it just to get a title, and I'm not going to be a rubber stamp. I'm not going to be anybody's boy on the city commission. And you know, I think people look at my record, look at my wife's record. They know that we're effective. We got leadership ability and skills, and we want to help. And we have a proven track record of helping.
Yeah.
We're not some Johnny Fly lately. We want to do things. So if you want somebody to help you out in the city of Orlando to be effective, be a leader up there, outspoken as I was in the Florida Senate, and very effective, bringing money here. It's always about the budget, the
economic development.
That's
That's been Gary Siplin. So please vote for me tomorrow, Wednesday, and of course on December 3rd in record numbers. Show the people that you respect and you want good leadership and a change in government in the city of Orlando.
Amanda, where the applause behind that, man? We're going to put you in the pulpit in a minute. Hey, Senator Siplin, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very much.